I look like the guy from Jurassic Park wearing this bandana with the blue shirt. It looks strange, but I'm gonna go through with it. I don't know why. We're back with My Hero Academia, season 2, episode 2. Uh, Last week was the premiere, obviously, but it was we got a glimpse at Deku's new suit in the future. Looks very nice. A hint at All Might's former mentor, the possible former All Might before it was handed over to Toshinori, as we now know him. Well, All Might he still is, who can only stay as All Might for 50 minutes now. Well, an hour and a half if he doesn't do anything, but when he's using his powers, only 50 minutes. And he has placed a bit of pressure on Deku now for the new UA Sports Festival coming up, the basically Olympics of superhuman people. And yeah, the UA Sports Festival, judging from the new intros that we got for this season, it looks like we're going to be getting some fighting, well, some competition between some of the people of this class. And I noticed last week that there was a few new people in the intro as well. So I'm guessing that could be either it won't be students from another school because they were wearing the UA uniform, but could that be class either 1B or 2A? I don't know why. I don't know how do they name it, because maybe they have like a 1A, a 1A, a 1B, and 1C, but all the people in 1B downwards are the people who are not trying to be heroes, and then they have 2A. So 1A and 2A are the people with powers, and then all the classes below them are not, or it could be 1B. Either way, maybe 2A or 1B have something to prove, because they'll be thinking like, why are we not in 1A? Why are we not better than the other people? Because no, it might not seem that way, but if you're putting like either 2A or 1B, you've got to be thinking like, why the hell am I not in 1A? Is there something inferior about me? So I wonder if they're going to have something to prove if they're in this festival, if that's indeed the case. Because we know that obviously there's two classes of 20 students. We've obviously been following 1A for this time with Deku, Kachan, Uraka, and Ida, and the rest. And yeah, 20 students in that class. So that obviously the other 20 have got to be the other class, and only Yaoyorozu and Todoroki were two of the four students who were recommended for the school. So the other two have got to be in 1B or 2A, whichever one it is. So there's obviously going to be 20 students in that class, with two of them being recommended as well. So they're going to be, if they ever make an appearance, that's going to lead to some pretty interesting competition. But I don't know why I'm ranting about this. We need to find out, and we can only do that if we watch the episode. I love this show a lot. It's apparently it's the big thing, the new big anime in the world. But I've got to catch up. I've got a lot of reactions that I've got to catch up on. Like every week I watch this, immediately after I finish, I go straight over to the normies and Blind Wave and I check out their reactions to this episode. I check out a lot of other people's as well. Like, hang on, who do I check out? I'm gonna give a few shout outs, I think, to the channels that I watch. What was it? I checked season 2, episode 1 reactions. So the normies, Blind Wave, Dos Cavazos. It's a couple that. Who else have I looked into? Emon Snow. They do the Japanese version, which I tend to look for the English dub reactions, but it's still entertaining either way. Damn, I thought there were actually a lot more than there was, but maybe I need to start looking into more YouTubers, more reaction channels. I guess it is mainly the normies and Blind Wave that I react to. Well, I don't react to, I watch. But because this show is very good. There's a lot of other reaction channels that I'm subscribed to. I don't understand why they haven't done reactions to this show, because it's amazing. But yeah, like I said, gotta watch the episode if I want to find out the answers to the questions that have been raised. Because season 1 left us with a few questions, a few loose ends. Season 2 is addressing them, but not giving us an answer just yet. So hopefully we find out a bit more, because we got a bit of a look into Shigaraki last episode, but it wasn't much. Like, we just deduced that he was basically a giant child. So yeah, and we learned that Araka's only after money, but with the most adorable flashback ever of her just saying that she wants to make money to give her family an easy life. That pulled at the heartstrings. I want to see where the show goes, very much so. So we're gonna have to get into that. So shall we just get started with season 2, episode 2 of My Hero Academia, starting now. You're gonna give this guy a heart attack with the pressure you're putting on him.
You must introduce yourself to the world and proudly say, I am here. At least now you know what a future pro looks like. Now move it, extras. You can't walk around calling people extras just because you don't know who they are. I heard you guys were impressive.
Here we go.
You just sound like an ass. Is everyone
kind
in
of
the
is.
Hero Course delusional or just you? Sad. If any of us do well in the sports festival, the teachers can decide to transfer us to the Hero Course.
Ooh.
And they'll have to transfer people out to make room. Scouting the competition. If you don't bring your very best, I'll steal your spot right from under you. Consider this a declaration of war.
He's coming with a statement.
Hey, you! I'm a class 1B next door to you!
1B.
You fought some villains, and I came to see if that was true! You're just a bunch of brats who think you're better than us!
Crap, everyone hates our class now! We won't know what the games will be until the first day. They could basically throw any sort of trial at us.
How is it this kid works out better than me? Oh, was that acid? What is this guy? Oh no. So much like you can only work in the dark.
Before we knew it, it was the morning of the festival.
Izuku, please be careful and
The
don't
morning
get
of the
hurt.
festival. It's already happening.
I would hate it with Endeavor's son as one of the first year students. Can you imagine?
No, Gwen.
Endeavor's son. Shoto.
First 10 bucks.
Oh no. My money's in another costume.
This is on the house! Have you no sense of shame?
Whoa.
From an objective standpoint, I think it's fairly clear that I'm stronger than you. Yeah. However, you've got All Might in your corner helping you out. But know that I will beat you.
That's a fight I want to see.
And I'll be aiming for the top too.
Fine.
This is war. Woo! 1B. Okay.
This year's chief umpire for the first years is the R-rated hero, Midnight.
R-rated.
Is that really appropriate apparel for a high school game? I just want to say, I'm gonna win.
Really?
So it's gonna be an obstacle course.
I don't want to restrain anyone, at least in this game.
Technically, Ida should win this because he's the fastest.
This is the first obstacle.
Oh man. Yep, Shoto's going to impress.
Apologies.
Nice trick, Todoroki!
I won't let you get away so easily. You icy hot bastard!
Oh, 1A is stepping ahead. Really?
So they are good at using their powers.
Minetta's really doing this. Wow. It's the same as all your others. What's this? Hello. Oh dear. OP.
But I wish they prepared something a little more difficult.
Todoroki is shining.
Especially since my dear old dad is watching.
Oh. Damn.
Careful now. I froze them while they were off their balance. On purpose.
I have to get past these robots while looking out for other obstacles.
And he's fighting against inanimate objects as well, so he can't hold back.
Think. What do I do?
The sports festival is already here. Episode 2. I thought it was going to happen at the end of the season or something. I thought it was going to take like the last 4 or 5 episodes of the season. This show does significant time jumps in certain points. Like obviously season 1, we covered 10 months of Deku's training in just 1 episode. And now we've just skipped forward straight ahead to the festival already. And we are getting some new students. I didn't realise how many classes there were. I thought it was just going to be like 5, 6 classes. But yeah, this is all about the first years, this episode. I wonder if... Well, no, it wouldn't be, because that guy who looks like he's dead inside with the purple hair, he said he missed out on his first time. Was that his first time trying the entrance exam, or his first year in the school? My stomach's grumbling, I don't know why. So, is he a second year in which... No, it can't be, because it said this was the first... Present Mike said this was for the first years, so he must be a first year because he was in this thing, being carried by people, literally. So he must be a first year, so it must have been... He missed out on his entrance exam to get into the hero course. But the idea that someone can gain access to the hero course and we lose one of our students already in the hero course, that sets up some stakes. Like, I don't want to lose any of that class that we've already got. I don't want to lose a single one of them, even though we don't really know much about most of them just yet. And Bakugo Kachan is not making things any easier. He's gone into it with the mindset that he is going to win. He reminds me... I'm talking about another anime here, probably the only other one I've watched, but Yu-Gi-Oh! He reminds me of Kaiba a lot. He's obviously the Kaiba character. He's like reluctant ally, but mostly bit of rival. He's the Kaiba of this show. Yeah, and it's earning him and the class, by extension, a lot of hate from the rest of the school and the audience as well. How does he expect to be a popular pro hero when no one's liking him? Shoto, he said his dad's watching, and there was talk earlier. Endeavor's son is in the festival. He's got to be Endeavor's son, right? Because my cousin watches My Hero Academia. She slightly spoke for me that Shoto has daddy issues, so it would make sense for Shoto to be the son of a pro hero who probably doesn't pay that much attention to him because he's too busy being a pro hero. And we heard in the first season that Endeavor has the most wins under his belt than any other pro. I guess you get that if you ignore your son. So obviously Shoto gets his firepower, which he doesn't show off a lot. from Endeavour. Makes sense that he doesn't show off his power a lot if he has got daddy issues with Endeavour. He wants to get by on the ice power, his own power, not the one he's got from his dad. This show, the female heroes in this show can get a bit flirty, can't they? Mount Lady, she showed off her looks and yeah, to get free food. And then there's Midnight as well, the R-rated hero. A lot of people who I watch reactions to have said that her outfit is kind of risque, should we say. Not to mention that she also wears handcuffs on her, and she said that she doesn't want to tie anyone up in this event anyway. She's a bit of a flirt. The festival has begun, and Todoroki is already in the lead. This is war. This is a declaration of war, as many were made this episode. And Class 1A is already standing out. They're already ahead of the competition by some extents. Shoto is by far in the lead. He decimated those robots, the OP robots from the training exercise. Because him and Yaoyorozu, they were recommended to the course. They wouldn't have had to deal with the practical exam like the others did. So this is a cool insight into what Todoroki would have done in that test if he had taken it. He would have just completely demolished. I do think he's probably the most powerful hero we've got right now. It would be Deku, but the fact he can't control his powers really is what's bringing him down, and that's the point. We've got to see a fight between Deku and Todoroki at some point. We got a bit of insight into how the festival works as well, which is cool. It's basically a tournament. I don't think Deku's going to win. As sad as it, because I don't watch it, but I hear it a lot. Ash from Pokemon, he's only just recently won a Pokemon tournament, and the show's been going on for like 20 years. Deku's not winning this. Todoroki is a strong choice to win it. I mean, if you're watching this reaction, you've probably already seen the show, so you probably know. But I would place my bets on Todoroki right now, Shoto. He's already standing out, but is this a tortoise and the hare situation where the hare gets so far ahead and then just slacks at the end? But I don't picture Todoroki as someone to slack off, especially when he's as determined as he is with that scene in the locker room just before the event. Kachan's a good choice too, but I don't see him winning this. I don't really see anyone else winning it. We still don't know about that purple-haired guy from the other class. Like, he could come in and win it. He could be the dark horse. Because they're big. He's in the intro and they had that scene with him at the beginning. They're bigging him up for something. I don't know what. I mean, he already has lost out once on being in the hero course, but oh god, if him winning means we lose someone from our class, or maybe even the 1B class. I'd prefer to lose someone from the 1B class because I don't want to lose a single person from 1A. Not much of All Might in this episode either. These episodes go by so fast. They're only 20 minutes, but these episodes go by so fast. All Might was in it so little. I didn't really think about how little there actually was in this episode. Considering I wrote a lot of stuff down, there wasn't actually a lot of progression in the story. But you just stay hooked the whole time. It's weird. But that's all we've got for this episode of My Hero Academia. We've got to wait till next week. If you want to watch more, you can go over to my Patreon and watch the full-length reaction of this episode for $3 a month. You could also go a tier higher, subscribe for $5 a month, in which case you get the full-length reaction to this episode, as well as 4 weeks early access. So this is episode 2. You can watch all the way up to episode 6 if you want on Patreon, if you're watching this on YouTube, that is. Or you could go up to the $10 tier, the $10 tier, where you can watch full-length movie reactions, in which case you get the full-length movie reactions as well as the early access and the full length to the episodes of shows just like this. So, yeah, that's all we got for this week. I think I'm going to start something new next week. Maybe I'll tell you when we start the Ben 10 next week. So until next time, we are over and out.